Hello, everybody. Welcome to Get Metaphysical with Mary. We're going to give a little bit of time for people to get their notifications and hop. Oh, no, hold on. I'm doing some crazy. My bad. Viviani warned me about that. She said, always make sure you mute your stuff. Hey, everybody. I'm giving everybody a chance to hop on. Hello, Allie. Hello, Allie Cats. Everyone say hello to Viviani. We always just want to thank her for being on here with us. We were actually talking a few minutes ago about having her on here to do some of her animal communication stuff sometime soon. Hey, Millicent. So I think that that would be a really fun thing to get to do. But everybody say hello. We're going to go over a few offerings that we have coming up, and then we'll dive into some readings if you guys have any questions about anything that you'd like guidance on, or if you'd like a card pulled or a message from your guides. So the first thing that we have going on, you know that here I teach with Earth and Star, but we also have a sister store, a brick and mortar shop in South Carolina, the Rustic Raven, and I do a lot of my services out of there. So we have a lot of stuff going on there. We have a full moon drum circle happening tonight under this full moon in Pisces. And I tell you what, I've decided that this live, we're giving out lots of peaceful energy because this full moon has been insanity, absolute insanity. That lunar eclipse that we went through, I think a lot of people were processing some emotional stuff through their dreams or just a lot of heightened emotion in general. So that's there, and not only were we processing the eclipse, we're processing because it's a full moon. So then we have heightened emotion and we feel really full without any way to express it or release it right away. So we all deserve and need a little peace right now, I would definitely say. So I've got some peaceful music on in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? No? I'll turn it up. Can you hear it now? You heard that? It's just low. It's just some low, peaceful music. How's that sound? If he's like, I can't hear it. If it's too loud, I have to talk over it. Anyways, I've got peaceful music happening. Hello, everybody. Hi. So we have the drum circle tonight. Now, basically, kind of how that drum circle looks is you just show up. You can bring your own drum, shaker, rattle, or we have some there that we provide. And we kind of do the drum circles for a few different things. We do them to heal ourselves because those frequencies and vibrations can really break up stuck energy in our bodies and you can drum them out. And we also do it for a sense of connection and community because when you get together in a drum circle, you can't just solo drum. You have to listen to the beats that your neighbors around you are doing, and you do your own but along with them. So everyone has to be able to connect in that particular way. And also, drum circles can bring you into transcendental states because you're heightening those frequencies, and each beat per minute just really brings up your spirit and your soul. The drum itself, especially if it's a skin drum, it connects you into Mother Earth. The base of the drum has lots of wood that connects you to the trees and the roots of the earth, and then the skins and the furs connect you to the animals. The animal people are animal brothers and sisters. So it's a very spiritual experience to attend a drum circle, even if you're not local. If you could find one locally, I think that would be a really fun experience for everyone. But we are having one of those tonight. October 5th, we're doing a crystal bracelet workshop. Melissa runs that, and she is bilingual. So this is Spanish and English speaking, but she helps you understand the meanings of the crystals and create beautiful bracelets that you get to take home with you. October 12th is our aura photo day. This is always a fan favorite because who wouldn't want to take a picture of their aura? I know I would. I've done it. And I like to take pictures of my aura in different states. So the shop manager there has done this a few times where she'll come in like kind of frustrated and have a picture of her aura taken and see what it looks like, and then she'll come in like in this meditative state and have a picture of her aura taken and see what that looks like, and they look completely different because your aura is not a set color. It's something that changes with your mood, with your frequencies, with your body's metabolic processes. So if you are hungry, it might look like one thing. If you're dehydrated, it might look like one thing. But if you are well rested and well hydrated, and even women on certain cycles during the month, your colors in your auric field are going to look a little different in different places of your body. So it's a really, really cool experience. On October 13th, the very next day, we're doing Susan Lynn's Connect to Empower 2 event in Colorado. This is going to be a super fun time, a 2-day event. We're going to have lots of speakers out there. Susan herself is going to be speaking. I'm going to be speaking out there. Afefe, the tarot reader, she's going to be talking about mojo out there. We're going to have Donna Norris doing her animal spirit guide stuff. And then Sybil Harmony will be out there. And I think that she's doing pendulum workshops. So I'm going to be out there talking about the Transcendental Medicine Wheel that we've recently downloaded. It's a brand new teaching. Nobody's heard it before. Nobody knows what this is. This will only be taught at that event. And during my breakout session, we're going to be talking about shape shifting, changing your state of being. So I'm not going to give away too much information about any of that, but that is going to be a really fun event. If you don't already have tickets, it is sold out, but if you email Susan Lynn, she could probably put you on a wait list just in case someone has to drop out for any particular reason. Now, November 2nd at the Rustic Raven, we're going to be doing a mediumship gallery with Alyssa. Alyssa is on our website. She's an evidential medium. And I don't know if you've never been to a mediumship gallery. Oh, Allie says there's 2 tickets left. So get on them, guys, right now. It's important. Get those tickets. You don't want to miss it. It's really going to be an amazing, fantastic experience. But the mediumship gallery, if you've never been to a mediumship gallery, you have a group of people in a room and an evidential medium. And anyone who steps forward for you, ancestors, guides, they step forward, they start talking to the medium, and the medium just starts talking to the room. And this is such a fun experience. We had one, gosh, maybe 5 years ago, and it was outside around a fire, and it was a really amazing time. But she's going to be doing that on November 2nd, is what I said, because that's the Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertes. There you go, Muertes. Correct me, Viviani. Help me speak it.
Yeah.
But the Day of the Dead, because we were originally thinking around All Hallows, we wanted it to be when the veil was very, very thin. And November 2nd, right after Halloween, is actually the Day of the Dead. So that's when that's going to be. November 16th, we're doing a Reiki 1 group course. You guys know you can step on with me at any particular time that you want to do the medicine wheel or Reiki courses. You can book with me personally. There we go. Dia de las Muertes. De los Muertes. But you can step on with me anytime you want to do classes or courses. But this is a group class, and there's a couple advantages to this. One, it's cheaper to do it in a group form because you don't have that teacher just with you all day long. You're sharing the space and sharing the energy and attention. So it's a little bit easier on the budget to do a group class. But also you get to connect with other people who are just learning the same things that you're learning. So you can do energetic trades, you can do Reiki on each other, you can keep in touch. So even if it's all virtual, you still have that little group that you can be with. So those are all of the Rustic Raven events that we have coming up, and then Susan Lynn's event. And of course, I've been dropping little hints and little hints and little hints. And here's just more breadcrumbs that in the spring of 2025, Earth and Star Spiritual Wellness Center will be hosting its very first experiential spiritual retreat in Highlands, North Carolina. I keep giving you a few more little crumb drops every time we bring it up. We're just going to do a soft launch after Susan Lynn's event. We're going to get through October. So sometime in November, December, we're going to have these tickets available for you guys. So make sure that you save up, that you are focused, because we're going to the mountains. To the mountains, guys. We're going to the mountains. Yes, it's very exciting. So you guys hold on to your hats and let's get some things done. So who asked for a card reading first, or some sort of reading, or is there specific questions? If we're going through anything right now, like emotionally, or anything that's keeping us out of peace, or if we just want a message from our guides, or if we have questions about our guides themselves, you guys just drop a question in there and we'll get you going. Now, Millicent would like a card. Now, Millicent and I did some really good work recently. They said you couldn't have that card. I don't know why, so I took that card out. And today I brought my alien deck. Ooh, I like this card, and I drew this card for myself the other day. It's the Freedom card. It's very beautiful, a little dragonfly. And something about this card just makes me feel like this is the end goal. Like ultimately, no matter what, everything's going to be okay. We're going to be just out there in freedom, having gone through everything that we need to go through, having all the experiences we need to have. And I feel like I want to expound on that a little bit. So here's another card, Gracious Receptivity. So this is, I think, about how your guides told you how you kind of need to work and just trust and allow yourself to be very open. That receptivity, that's about allowing in. So we're allowing in messages, we're allowing in love, we're allowing guidance, we're being open. A lot of the time when we try to get guidance, we try to push out, like we're trying to grasp out and bring something in. We want to bring in the messages, bring in guidance, bring in manifestation, but it really doesn't work from the outside in. Everything's from the inside out. So when you are a certain frequency able to connect and receive, that's when messages just naturally flow through and you're able to see them more clearly. So we're working a little backwards, it looks like. And this is the card they told me not to give you. And then after the other two cards, they said you could have it. So that is your awakened awareness. Do you see the little eye, like the third eye space? And I know that for you specifically, we also did a lot of third eye work. We talked about your masculine energy and a lot of your clear cognizance that's up there in that third eye space. So this looks like you will have freedom in all the things that we talked about. All that's needed is a little bit of receptivity, and this will just open wide up. So also something is coming in about your son. Let me sit with that for a minute. I think that you were asking about a timeline, because now I'm seeing like a time frame. I'm seeing two time frames though. I'm seeing like 3 months and then 6 months. So I think that what's happening is the first 3 months are a little bit grayed out, because I think that this is the amount of time it might take you to decide what you actually want about everything. This is the amount of time it might take you to decide, this is 100% for sure what I want to do. I want my house to myself. I want him to be happy and free and go do his own thing. But like we discussed, until you make up your mind 100% for sure that that's what you want, it might not happen on its own. That clear mindset and that clear communication. But what I'm seeing is after that, within 6 months, there could be a change, and not a negative change, a very positive change. He almost seems playful and like there might be a woman on the horizon somewhere. So this feels like very playful, fun, light energy. So I feel complete. That's all that's coming through at this time. Thank you, Melissa, for your question. We'll talk soon. Would anyone else like something? Happy birthday! And yesterday was Viviani's birthday. And today is also our drum leader, Snow Wolf's birthday. So we love our Virgos. But what would the world do without all of our glorious Virgos? It would be very disorganized. People would touch everything if you guys didn't exist. Honestly, people would be touching everybody's stuff. Let's get you some stuff pulled here. I don't want to ask you how old you are in front of everybody, Allie, but I feel like you unlocked something. So I don't know if this has to do with your, and I'm getting told the answer is it's a little bit of both. I'm getting told that this is a little bit to do with your age, but then a little bit to do with your healing journey. But because they coincide, and that's how you meant it to be when you incarnated, um, at this time in your life, you have like unlocked a new guide. I see someone new stepping into your life. And to me, it's presenting as like this little purple thing. I mean, it's cute. Sorry, I called you a thing. I didn't mean like thing. There's this cute little purple being. So I believe that it seems to have like Lemurian energy or something like that. And I don't know that we've had a lot of guides like this in the past for you, but it's something very playful, very light, very bubbly, very, I don't want to say innocent, but she is very like giggly, like ha 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 kind of thing. Like she's easily amused, not in a bad way, but in a good way. We want to be easily amused for people that we care about and people that we want to connect with. That's probably more of what I'm feeling besides the easily amused is she easily connects to people. So she's very open to making connections. And this is a new guide that's stepping in on your birthday to help you make connections, fun, happy, bubbly connections. You don't have to find the deepest love in the world right off the bat. What I'm hearing is that this is a fun experience and romantic experience, that romance can happen in a fun, lighthearted way. So let yourself be easy to amuse when this comes your way because something fun's happening. And I think that this card kind of goes in line with it. The first card I got was your root chakra. And when we're dealing with the root, you know that this is at the base of the spine, your Kundalini energy, childhood healing. That's kind of what is coming to me is the health of your body. You've done so much healing work that your body is becoming healthy. Your Kundalini is rejuvenating, your organs are becoming rejuvenated, and this is sending a lot of signals through your body that say, I'm healthy. I'm ready to experience life. I'm ready to live and be out there and be free and have fun. And then the vulnerability card, this kind of reminds me more of what that guide was talking about, where let's just be open. Let's just be playful. Let's be happy. Let's be free. Let's just have a good time. This just feels good. It's very bubbly up here. And then the third card you got is the radical expansion card. And this, if you see, it's like the whole rainbow, all of the chakras, the trinity of spirals. This just looks like everything in completion, everything that you asked for, everything you're hoping for, all of your dreams come true. And so none of these are bad. None of these are things that you have to really do. They are just a job well done, good job. Let's play and have fun. So more of a present day suggestion, and then a good outlook on life moving forward. Thank you, Allie. Something's coming up though about a family member. Did that family member that we talked about ever reach out to you again? Or since the last time we spoke? I'm seeing a green energy and a guide coming out, and then I'm picking up something about a family member. Okay, she did. How did that go? Because as I'm seeing this green energy and feeling that family member come out, I pulled the heart chakra card. So, however it went or did not go, this is really reminding you to be in that love flow, very connecting, however that looks for you. Good. It's going really, really well. Good. So that was a good love flow coming up. But they're showing me this for a reason. There's a guarded feeling that's still there, but your guides are saying even when you're in that love flow, even when you're very open and connected with her and everything's going really, really well, that feeling, that guarded feeling is still okay to have. That doesn't mean you're closing yourself down. It doesn't mean you're shutting down. But what it means is that you're looking at all angles of everything. You're not expecting bad things to happen, but you are accepting that she is who she is. She is the way that she is. And you know that that's what you're going to get when you're with her over periods of time. So this is a little bit of acceptance, I think, is a reiterated message coming through. Okay. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for your question, Lori. That's an amazing question. So, my suggestion with any sort of childhood trauma, trauma or betrayal in general, is to really do your healing work. Really go back to those traumas, work through those things, because all of those traumas have created belief systems in your mind, whether you know it or not. And those belief systems are telling you that you're unworthy or that you're unsafe, you're incapable, or maybe have you living in fear. So, if you are not having healing sessions done or any sort of soul retrieval work or theta healing or any kind of help with removing those energetic imprints, contracts, and belief systems, I would definitely suggest getting a session or doing some sort of healing work to get those cleared. Because when we work on ourselves and clear the trauma inside of our bodies, then we're more able to see the world as it really is. We're able to see these people as they really are, because they're just people. And people are always trying to do the best that they can at that particular time based on their traumas and their level of perception. So being upset or untrustworthy or untrusting of other people indefinitely forever doesn't really hurt anybody except for us. So when we do our own inner healing work, we are more capable to step out into the world in a more empowered, confident way, in a way that's loving, filled with self-love. And when you do that, then the world starts to become more loving. When you are completely in self love, everything you perceive and create becomes more loving as well. So I don't ever just say, oh, well, you need to be more trusting. You need to trust people. The only thing you can really trust about people is that they're going to be people, they're going to be themselves. You don't have to 100% trust anybody in your life. The problem is when you, like we were saying a minute ago, when you shut down your heart space and you try to protect yourself from people all the time. We want to heal our traumas, be in the flow of love, and trust in the universe, because what you can trust is that every single experience that you go through is bringing you into more and more and more of the frequency you were meant to be when you incarnated. And that's what you want. You want to be who you were meant to be. You want to be a higher frequency. You want to be empowered. You want to be in the flow of love, trusting the universe, knowing that you are one with the universe and that you have not done. I thought that we had done work before at some point, and that was a while back. Yeah. But if we're still having issues with anything, set up another session. We'll go in, we'll dig out those childhood things. Usually with soul retrievals, we want this done. Most of the time we do this in quantum healing. You can do a Reiki session if you want to, and just let me know when we get on that you're looking to heal certain traumas, and we can get done whatever we're able to in that time period frame. But trust, like I said, this is going to be more about releasing trauma, being able to keep your heart open, because the universe has got you in mind. The universe has your back ultimately. But if those negative belief systems are still in the back of your mind, then those are the experiences you're creating every day. And that's the filter that you're seeing the world through. So your perception is always going to be colored with those traumas. So let's pull some cards for you, shall we? Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. What does this mean? Gasp. Pulled a brand new card. You're breaking some molds here, Lori. Okay, so this tells me a little bit more. Now let me pick up this other frequency, because what's happening? Is there specific trauma that you're talking about? Because with the order of these cards, what I'm picking up, this is the Portal Keeper, Harmonic Flight, and then the Shine Your Light card. So what we're looking at here is that there's been some sort of karmic connection. Whatever this was karmic. And through that karmic connection, there was a cycle that was resolved. So once you get the trauma around it, or whatever contracts or belief systems that you're holding around that cleared, that's going to release this karmic cycle completely. And you'll be free of this person, free of this stuff that happened. And then you'll be in your empowerment state. That was that shine your light. We want to be in empowerment. So whatever this karmic cycle was, it's bringing you into empowerment once you can break that stuff. Now, the Portal Keeper, this shows me that you are doing karmic stuff with this person across quantum timelines as well. So this isn't the only life that you're with this person. And these karmic cycles, what happens is, some of you may know if you've done karmic cycle healing with me, but this isn't tit for tat kind of stuff. This isn't like, oh, well, in that life I was mean to them, so in this life they're mean to me, and then we just learn how to heal that. So that's not how a karmic cycle works, okay? In one life, you may be, this is just an example I like to use, in one life, you may be a person unable to care for your child, so you abandon your child. In the next life, you might be the child who's been abandoned. In the next life, you might be the person who adopted the abandoned child. In the next life, you might be a family member of this person or some other guidance person. So these are full cycles. A full karmic cycle is experiencing every single aspect of that experience because we're here to experience. So we get to experience what it's like to be the bad guy, to be the rescuer, to be the victim, to be the bystander. We get to experience the whole of the cycle. Now, once we've done that, which is what I'm feeling you have done, I feel like you're done with this cycle. If there's imprints, contracts, false belief systems, things that are still in the back of our mind reminding us of these stories and pulling us into negativity, distrust, and fear, then we have to clear those things before we can be completely free of these cycles. And we might be feeling that pulling on us or dragging us down a little bit, especially around full moons in Pisces like today. So look at getting some of that work done. That'll bring you more into this trust, and that will happen naturally too as we release those cycles. But one good thing that we learned out of all that was that portal keeper. That shows me you have the ability to hop timelines. So you probably astral project a good bit when you're sleeping anyways. So that's an interesting thing to know about yourself. Thank you, Lori. Oh, Lauren, every time I see your little kitty face pop up, I just want to rub your ears. Let's get Miss Duncan read. And I hope that you've been doing good. You actually have an ancestor here right now. This is a female on your dad's side of the family. I don't remember a whole lot from sessions. Would you please comment and let me know if you have a stepfather or adoptive father or a male who raised you in some capacity? Because I'm not getting that this is someone from your biological father's family. I got the word dad on that side of the family, but it's not a biological father. And this person, interestingly, it's like she's running through memories or images of you as a child. It looks like a movie where I'm seeing a baby learning how to walk or doing all of these things, and it feels very emotional. It feels very loving. It feels very kind. And it is a female on one side of your lineage, but I just don't get the sense that it's your dad. It does feel like it's your grandmother, but I'm curious about the lineage itself, as if so I don't want to like throw bombs out there or anything, but maybe somewhere along the line one of the children did not belong to the dad. So this is how the lineage kind of shifted off a little bit. Or it could even just be a quantum timeline where it's very similar to this one and kind of overlapping, but doesn't belong in this timeline right now. Either way, that part is slightly less important, even though it's the most interesting thing so far because, family drama and whatnot. But what we're really looking at is just this message of remembrance that she's bringing, remembering how wonderful you are. She's just reminding you, remember how innocent you are, remember how wonderful you are, remember all of the things that made you magical. And they weren't the things that you had to learn to do. They weren't things that you had to perform. They weren't things that you had to try to be. You were praised and loved and desired and wanted just because you existed and you were going through normal growth cycles of life, just normally. You existed, you were a child, you learned to walk, you learned to talk. And just because you existed, you were wonderful and you were loved and you were magical. And she's reminding you of this now, that you don't have to be anything in order to prove your worth or your value, that just by you being the beautiful flower that you are, exactly as you are, existing where you are and how you exist, that you are wonderful. So she's very, very loving. And then this card came out again, the Shine Your Light. So she's really trying to bring some empowerment and some confidence to you right now. It's really a beautiful energy, beautiful, beautiful energy. Hi, Lyra. Yes, you can ask questions. If we have time, we'll try to get to everyone with that we can. And then we also pulled this Life Force Energy card. So what this is kind of telling me, especially with all of these little Merkabas everywhere, is that this might be those overstepping timelines, like we said, how they're kind of overlapping, because I get the sense that she's been with you through many quantum timelines. Remember, these aren't past lives or future lives. These are lives happening right now at the same time as this life. And so even though she's gone in a few of the timelines, she's passed on in this timeline, Lauren, because she's not there in all of these timelines, but she's coming in from a timeline where she is still living, to give this message to you, to bring you into empowerment now. So that's a very, very beautiful thing for her. And I don't know what this means to you, but there's like a child's energy here. And this child, this child is a living child. So the higher self of the child is coming through, and he's telling you that you are doing a good job, that no matter what has happened, that no matter how you have been getting along or the things, anything like that, this particular child, the higher self is saying that you've done a really, really good job, not to worry. So you've had a lot of encouragements. I'd like to talk to you more about that later at some point. Next time we talk, just remind me of that. You know me, I probably won't remember, but then I'll re-tap back in and we can get new messages around that, because this child feels like it needs to be explored a little bit more. I know you have a daughter in this life, but I'm specifically picking up a male child. So that's something I think we can explore later if you're up for it. But just take the message of this for now, which is that you're doing a really good job, and you can apply that wherever you need to. So maybe you've been feeling a little down on yourself lately, or not feeling like you've done everything perfect, or blaming yourself. And this is reminding you that you don't have to hold yourself to those things, that you really are a good person and a good parent. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Lauren. Woo! A card just flew out. The portal. Man, I think that we've got a portal open in here somewhere. We've got all kinds of things coming in. Hello, Jennifer. Where'd Jennifer go? Jennifer. No, you're not too late. You're not too late. Might be too late for my throat. Let's see. So, Jennifer, the first thing that came out was the furred and feathered friends. So you and Viviani might need to get the hookup going on. So me and Viviani, I said earlier, I think you might not have joined yet. We're going to be doing a show sometime coming up where we get to talk to some animal friends, some animal spirits. So this card, I think, it can apply to everybody, where if we have a pet that we want to communicate with, we can. But I feel like this card for you specifically might be asking you to dive into your own abilities to communicate with nature, whether this is the plants, trees, elves, or whether this is the birds, the deer, the cats, the dogs, whatever that is. Let's try to connect that ability for you and try to communicate more, keeping in mind whatever message comes through is just how they're capable of communicating those messages. So for some animals, this is very fluent and prolific. And for some animals, it's very simple. It's very simplified. It's very much about what I'm eating, what I'm doing, when I'm sleeping, things like that. But try to connect in with those, because the next card, the blueprints, this card tells us that this is in your specific light codes to be able to learn. You have a gift for this. So you can activate that gift by bringing yourself into a bit of a meditation or some journey work, and allowing yourself to meet with some sort of animal guide. Just be open to whatever comes. Just go into this meditation with the intention to activate your animal communication gifts. Allow whatever spirit animal comes to come and light up the parts of your DNA that house this specific gift for you. And that will be your own special activation. And doing this for yourself is way more a self-initiation is very empowering, much more so than someone else doing it for you. So allow yourself to go through that. And then I got the sound of the universe. So look at her brain just exploding. Look at all those psychic waves. So I think you've just unlocked a new gift, and you're going to be communicating with the world and being a regular psychic. I love this. Congratulations, Jennifer. Who's here for Jennifer? No, 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 no. We're not pulling the whole deck for Jennifer. We're done with Jennifer. The whole deck just flung itself at you, Jennifer. But I don't think it's about the deck. I think whoever just stepped into the room just flung this at you, Jennifer. Hold on one second. You're awful sassy, ma'am. I'm going to need you to calm down. Please have a sit down. Please sit. And then we can talk about this. I'm going to need you to talk slower, actually. I'm sorry I'm being sassy with your ancestor, Jennifer. She's sassy first. She started it. Okay. Okay. You are also some sort of medium, psychic medium, and your ancestors, now that we're talking about opening up your light codes and activating animal communication, your ancestors came in, threw my cards everywhere, and said, hey, us dead people have been waiting in line for a really long time to get to speak to her. When is she going to talk to us? So just let you know, if you don't have an ancestor altar, that might be a good idea to start one. Get you a little ancestor altar going and maybe pay homage to your ancestors who have passed on, put some pictures up, communicate with them if you can. That doesn't necessarily at first mean you have to hear messages back, but that could mean that you're sending messages out at least, so that they feel that you're connecting with them. So the sassy wasn't like bad at you. It was just more like, okay, we've been waiting. Let's get this going. Okay, so I'm going to release these ancestors out of here. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for letting me pull for you. Hello, Patty. It's good to see you, darling. And I know you're not Patsy. You're Patty. You can't fool me by changing your name on the screen. So let's see what we've got for you. Ooh. Ooh. Man, everyone's opening up new stuff today. So, okay. You have done some work with your boundaries, with energetic boundaries. You have done some work with self acceptance as well. I don't feel, it feels like at one time there may have been a bit of a push for either acceptance or to have this wide open channel, psychic channel, or these wide open gifts. But what this is showing me is that through your self acceptance of who you are, how you receive your messages, and just your own self love, that you've stepped into a new gift. Here we go. You've unlocked something in all of this as well. So, the cards I pulled for you, once again, we have life force energy, but this time it's combined with the earth, nature, and it's combined with the violet flame. Now, earth, we know, is all of our connections to earth energies. So, this is the core of the earth, the crystal grids of the earth, animal communication, crystal knowledge, the elementals, earth, air, fire, water. This is a lot of stuff to be able to connect with and communicate with. Nature is an amazing thing to connect with. Mother Earth, Gaia. But then that combined with the violet flame is that third eye space and the crown space. This is your psychic space. This is your toolkit for all of your psychic abilities. So this is saying that through all of this stuff, that the self-acceptance, the nature communication, connecting with nature, the self-love, that you have opened your toolkit. And I actually want to read this because this was a really cool little thing. This is your psychic toolkit, your recentering of your practices, deepening your energetic awareness, clearing your aura, healthy energetic boundaries, protection, removing trauma from your field, maintaining a high vibration, rebalancing after times of raised frequencies. So, this is where you've stepped onto your spiritual path, but you've stepped out of illusion. You stepped away from the unrealism of spirituality, connecting in with the earth, grounding into that, and you've become a self realized, empowered being. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I think this definition is what we all aspire to be. We don't want to be shot out there, unrealistic. People can't connect with us in any way because of our gifts. We want to be grounded into our gifts where we can connect with other humans. So, this is very, very beautiful, very powerful. And someone on your mom's side is showing me like a dandelion or sunflower, some sort of yellow, maybe a black eyed Susan, even some sort of yellow flower. And she's not really saying words to me. She's just being like, like you know this. You know your power. You know your shine. We got you, girl. You got this. And that kind of thing. So I like the strength behind that particular message that she gives. So we've got all kinds of ancestors coming in today. Apparently, I've got a portal open. I'm going to have to shut this. I'm sorry. After the show, I'm having to shut all of this because they just opened wide up. And so every single time I'm reading for somebody, they just come in, even if there's not a particular message, they just want to have something to say. They just want to be seen. Everyone just wants to be seen. That's beautiful too. Thank you, Patty. This ancestor doesn't want our communication to be done. They want to play as if they're a friend. So we are going to just give them recognition, thank them for coming, and let them know that if we happen to see them on the other side sometime, that we'll spend some time playing with them. So thank you. I'm actually going to close that portal now. And then I think ancestors can still come in without a big old portal open. They don't need a portal. Thank you, Patty. Hello, Lyra. Okay. So is this decision This decision seems to be number one. Everyone's been tired this week. Give yourself a break. It's been the full moon. We've been talking about this full moon in Pisces. Give yourself a break. Let yourself think about things. You don't have to rush into a decision. We know that it feels like it's weighing on you. And this week, specifically because of the eclipse, it probably feels really, really big. It probably feels like it's pushing you to make a decision, but really what it's doing is it's pushing you to process your feelings about having to make that decision. So your feelings might be the sadness, it might be grief because we're ending one cycle of our life and moving into the next. But just like the medicine wheel teaches us, we can be at peace when we accept where we are at any particular time in our life. You know, there are things that we're supposed to be going through in each phase of our life. And this is you entering the next phase of your life. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing because now you'll have new things to focus on, new things to do. You'll have, when you're in this different phase of your life, you have a completely different task and purpose, whether it's guiding others, giving wisdom, resting your body, you have a completely different task. And the hardest part about all of this is when you're in the transitionary phase between the medicine wheel cycles because they overlap for a minute. And we still might feel like we're supposed to be here, but we know we're being pushed to move over here. So it just becomes kind of hard. And that's okay. It's a grieving process. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. But get excited too. Give yourself something to look forward to about the next phase, what you're going to get to do, who you're going to get to be now, all the wisdom that you have to share, and how you can communicate that and support other people who don't know near as much as you do because you've had a lot more experience than they've had. So, this is a little bit about acceptance to bring yourself peace, but we will also give you a bit of a read here. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, blueprint. This is part of what's supposed to happen at this stage of your life. But this blueprint tells you specifically that you have a new gift that you're going to get to open up in the next phase of your life. And this card is what's supposed to be happening in this next phase of your life. The internal explorer. When we're entering into that phase of our life, this is the north on the medicine wheel, not the healing medicine wheel, but the traditional ancestral medicine wheel. This teaches us that we're supposed to be resting. We're supposed to be giving back to our bodies because our bodies have worked so hard to move forward with us for so long. So now we get to focus on our bodies, we get to nurture ourselves, and we get to reflect on everything from our past, everyone we've been, anyone in our lives. And we get to just kind of bring all of this in, process it through, love who we are and who we're becoming, become the sage and the wise woman. And that brings us to our last card, which is air. And air is our thoughts, it's our wisdom. So you are stepping into a new gift where you get to reflect on everything that you've learned, everyone you've become, everyone you've been, and share that with others. You really get a chance to guide other people who really, really need your wisdom at this time. So I'm not picking up a hard yes or no about that right now. You have a free will choice. It's just a matter of time because you know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of your free will choice when you're ready. So allow yourself to go through your grieving process, allow yourself to be at peace, and bring a little purpose into the next phase of the life that you're coming into. I don't know where this card came from. Who's next? Because I thank you, Lyra. Thank you for letting me read for you. Viviani, would you like to take this question? Thank you, Miss Juliana. You don't have to. I'm putting you on the spot. So while she taps in a little bit to see if there's any messages coming in, one thing that I really picked up from Stormy was that I believe that he still kind of watches from time to time. It's like I see him in Stardust, uh, but it's like a playful chasing. Like, I don't know if he was the type of cat that really liked to stalk and hunt things. I feel like maybe later he might have been more of a layer, but there was this sense that he's like stalking through the stars and kind of watching. And he seems to think, now this doesn't mean anything, but he seems to think you have too many creatures in your house right now. So I don't know if this was a mouse or if this was just like a little bug that was through the kitchen one day or something, but he did not like that. And he thought it appropriate to let us know here on live TV that he didn't want it in your house and he wanted to squash it. Viviani, did you get something here? She saw a cat playing with a laser pointer. Miss Juliana, we've had a couple of answers from Stormy, and it's interesting that we both kind of got this playful hunting, stalking type energy happening. Um, so if there was a more specific question we can hone in on, just let us know. If this felt very similar to his energy, just let us know as well. um, but what I am picking up is that you, ma'am, can read. You are a star reader. So to me, that kind of picks up like astrology kind of energy, but this could also be psychic tarot kind of energy. And I think that he could be a bridge or a medium that you could learn how to tap into, and he can help you with your readings. So that was an interesting thing to come up. Thank you very much, Miss Juliana, for letting us read you and your pet Stormy. Let's take one more question. Hello, Carl. From any loved ones that want to come forward. Now, you see what all these loved ones have done. They've got my cards turned all inside out, backwards, forwards. They're just all over the place. This is interesting. It is not an ancestor, it is a light being. So I'm going to connect into this light being and see who it is and what they have to say for you. It appears to be like gold energy. So I'm looking pretty high vibrational here. So, what I'm picking up from this gold high vibrational being is that um, all I hear over and over again is it's time to start your path, Carl. It's time to start your path. It's time to start your journey. And I get the sense that you may have been on this journey for a little while. Um, but it's like I suddenly see this path coming out of your heart space, leading down somewhere. And I see you like already down here, right? You're not just starting, even though the guide is saying it's time to start. That word, it's time to start. This is the beginning of the bang, of the thing that's supposed to be happening, the awakening. You've been on this journey, and now it's time for your awakening. So, whatever that means to you, because I've been trying to pull it, I'm like, okay, does this mean he needs to meditate? Does he need to do healing work? Does he need to take courses? And the guide, that gold guide, just keeps saying, it's time for the bang. It's just time to start the journey. So, whoever this is, I get the sense that it's more interdimensional. It's not angelic, and it doesn't have like high frequencies up here, but it is that gold, but it seems to resonate more with the heart space than anything else. So, whatever that means to you, just know it's ready for you're ready for your awakening. Your journey is beginning to open up. So lean into that. Just let it all hang out and let's go from here. And then I'm guided back to the portal keeper card again. So if you are a quantum physics kind of guy, if you know how to deal with timelines, switching timelines, and astral projection, this might be a mode of transformation for you specifically. Thank you, Carl. Thanks for letting us read you. Thank you, everybody, for all of your questions, for giving us a chance to touch base with you, to connect with you. Thank you, Viviani. Hey, Melinda. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, everybody. If I didn't get a chance to say your name out loud, know I'm thinking of you. I love you. Also, one of our people who's normally on with us, Miss Penelope, she has fallen and hurt her face. She has a pretty bad bruise on there. So we told her we'd send her some healing light. So everybody, warm up your hands, connect to your hearts, and just send her some healing love kind of light. Connect to her. We love you, Miss Penelope. Good job. Thanks, everybody. We had a great time, and we will see you pretty soon. We have a couple of lives coming up. We're going to do one with Viviani and some animal communication. We're going to do one with Danny Shea, one with John Binney. So you guys be on the lookout for those shows coming up. They're going to be great. Bye.